Hi there, my name is Liesl Mare, and today I want to share a recipe with you, one of my favorite recipes for the festive season. It's so easy to make. It's a gluten-free orange and almond cake. So first I'm going to tell you what ingredients we need. We need 5 milliliters or 1 teaspoon of baking powder. We need 6 extra large or jumbo eggs. We need 250 grams of almond flour that you can buy from Dischem or any health shop. We need 250 milliliters or 1 cup of light brown sugar. We need 3 oranges, and then we need another 250 milliliters of light brown sugar for the syrup that we're going to make afterwards. We will need a blender to blend our oranges, and then we will need a mixer to mix the rest of the ingredients. So first, to start with, we need to either boil or cook in the microwave 2 of the oranges. So the easiest way is to do it in the microwave. It's the quickest way. You can boil it on a stove top, cover it with water for about an hour until a knife goes in and it's soft enough for a knife to go in easily. Or you can just put the 2 oranges in a Ziploc bag, close it but not all the way to the end, and then we put it in the microwave for 12 minutes on high. When you take it out, be very careful for the steam that will escape so that you don't burn. So after 12 minutes, the oranges are ready. Just be very careful as it's very hot. We're going to take them out to cool down. The oranges we leave to cool down. Sometimes I'll just quickly cut them in half, but if they're too hot, just leave them because then they cool down a bit quicker. Alright. So now the 6 eggs I put in the mixing bowl. We're going to whisk the 6 eggs with the 1 cup of light brown sugar until it's light and fluffy. So that has to mix for quite a while. So while we do that, you can cut the 1 orange that's left open and extract the juice, which we'll need for the syrup at the end. Once the oranges have cooled down a bit, what I do is you're going to use the whole orange except for the pips. So I try and see the most obvious pips, I'll try and get out. It's not a train smash if they remain inside. So if there's a dark spot, I'll cut it out. Otherwise, just look for the most obvious pips. Try and get them out. You can see there's a definite one. There's nothing on the outside, and then here's another big pip, and then there's that little black piece that I cut off. Make sure 1 or 2 pips come out, especially if you can see them. So these oranges I then take and put in my mixer, my blender. I also try, if I can, I'll take these pieces out, throw them away, and this little bit of juice that's left, I will pour in with the oranges. So, because you want a nice watery mixture, if you can, or not watery, but a liquid mixture. So now we blend this until it's nice and fine. When the cooked oranges have been blended, this is the consistency it has afterwards. It's not completely juicy, but it's very fine, but not completely fine either. Not like the flour. So what we're going to do, we're going to add that, the baking powder and the almond meal to the egg mixture. As you can see, the egg mixture is light and fluffy. That's what we work towards. So we have 5 milliliters or 1 teaspoon of baking powder. We can add to this. We added the almond meal, flour, and the baking powder to this. And then what we do is we add our cooked blended orange. And then we mix it. So after mixing and blending everything together, pour it into my springform pan. I usually try and use one that's around 20, maximum 23 centimeters in diameter. At the bottom, I'll put some baking paper so that I'm sure it doesn't stick. And also afterwards, when you pour the syrup over, you want to make sure that it doesn't leak out. So the baking paper also helps with that. Then after I put the baking paper in, I spray it with non-stick spray to make sure it doesn't get stuck. Right, so with this cake, I will shake it a little bit to make sure it's even, and then I'll put it in the oven. It bakes at about 180 degrees Celsius for an hour, but watch it. You know, if you see it browns too quickly, then turn your heat down to maybe 160, 170 degrees and watch it. It can also sometimes bake within 40 minutes, but the test is you put you prick it to see with a knife. If the knife comes out clean, then you know it's cooked. The other thing you can do is you can test it by just shaking it a little bit. If it's still wobbly in the middle, then it's definitely not done. Or what I also do is I'll sometimes touch it on the sides, see how firm it is, and then touch it in the middle. If it's the same firmness, then I'm quite sure it's done. And then I can put a knife in and just make double sure. But you don't want your cake to be full of holes either. So it's good to do the other test beforehand. So I'm going to put it in the oven now at 180 degrees Celsius for an hour. My oven is heated to 180 degrees Celsius. Put the cake in and we have to wait for an hour. With the syrup, we mix the juice of 1 orange, 1 cup of sugar, and only 200 milliliters of boiled water. So that's not a complete cup. What we do, we let this simmer for a little bit until all the sugar is dissolved. It is easier to do with the whole orange, so if you still have a whole orange left, I'm telling you it's easier. But this is also doable, so that you can use every part of the orange. Sometimes I'll even do the zesting before I take the orange juice out of the orange. So because the zesting makes no difference to how much juice you will get out of the orange. So our cake seems to be right after 40 minutes. Tasting it, it seems fine. Cake taster, clean. So our cake is ready. I'm taking my cake, I sometimes put it inside a pan just for in case the syrup messes and it's not all over my countertop. This is the syrup that we made with the 200 ml of boiling water, the juice of 1 orange and 1 cup of sugar. So I pour that over. And now it has to just drench the cake, it has to pull in, so I just leave it like that 10 minutes or however long it takes. Sometimes I'll use a knife, start loosening it a little bit on the sides so the syrup can also pull into the sides of the cake. Now we can taste. It's as good as it looks. Perfect. It's really nice.